Attention, citizens of planet Earth. This is a public service announcement. We have come to tell you that everything that you have been told.
LockEmUp Hoops, we're back. We just talked NBA Finals. Game 1 is tonight, Cleveland Cavaliers versus the Golden State Warriors. We'll see what happens. BoldBarry has the Golden State Warriors winning in 5. Myself and Mastermind, we got the Golden State Warriors winning in 7, although I believe it should be in 6 games. But we're moving on now to Kevin Durant talk. How can we not? He's going to be the biggest fish in the ocean in this free agency pool. Where will he land? Let the speculation start of the Kevin Durant sweepstakes. Mastermind, you've been teasing this whole topic all day before we were recorded, saying, your answer is going to surprise us. So, where will Kevin Durant land? Will he stay in OKC? Will he go somewhere else? What's your take?
Okay, so I have 2 scenarios. So Bleacher Report put out a article saying, so if Kevin Durant signs this year with another team, it would be a 4 years, $110 million deal. And if he signs with OKC this summer, it will be a 5-year, $150 million deal. But if he signs a 1-year deal this year, unless that expires and signs again next year, it would be a 5-year, $208 million deal. Now, that's a lot of money. So it's going to be very, very hard for him to leave OKC, especially if he signs this 1-year deal and signs next year for the max deal. I mean, that's $208 million. But here's the thing. Kevin Durant signed a 10-year, $300 million deal with Nike last year. So I don't think money's an issue for this guy. I truly do believe, we do know how this is a friends league and everyone wants to play with their friends. I think Kevin Durant is going to sign with Houston and play with James Harden.
What?
I honestly have a feeling that he can. Listen, hear me out. He could possibly sign with Houston and sign with James Harden. Now, James Harden and Kevin Durant, as you know, and Russell Westbrook is really, really good friends here. And I think he respects him as a player. They've faced each other a few times in the playoffs, and James Harden gave them a run for their money as well.
Also, Durant even defended him when he was fighting in that playoff series too.
Exactly. So they had some battles of their own. Also, even though we know Dwight Howard's out because of Mike D'Antoni signing, the defense we already know is going to disappear, of course. But if Kevin Durant does go there, I think he will bring some sort of stability there. Also, I heard that there's a rumor going out that Al Horford is interested in signing with Houston too. So, he's a solid player, but he's not a Dwight Howard. But he could stretch the floor out, and he's a solid player. So that is a building block of James Harden, Kevin Durant, Al Horford, and I think you have Trevor Ariza would still be there, and you have Patrick Beverly. But you still need a point guard there if you're going to make this work, and also a few benches. So a few guys on the bench. But I honestly feel that this is a possibility. This is a scenario. I haven't heard too many rumors, but this is just me thinking and putting the pieces together, because I honestly feel that, and Russell can also, he's a free agent next year. He can have an opportunity of going back to Houston. So listen, remember when those 3 were together, they went to the finals together. So I think this is a possibility. Russell joining them in 2017 if Kevin Durant goes there this season, off season.
So you said you have 2 takes. So what was the other one?
That he signs this year with OKC.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Like a rental year.
Got it.
The rental year, and he'll just get that $208 million max deal if he wants the money. If it's all about the money,
that would be crazy. Yep.
BoldBarry,
I starred that little note for you.
BoldBarry, do you want to go next in this?
I'll take a little bit. I'll chime in real quick, man.
Okay, go ahead.
So I just want to touch on how you just broke that down, because I didn't have that quite in front of me or whatever. But now that concerns me a little bit now, because like you said, money isn't an issue. The guy has that deal with Nike, so this is almost scaring me like another Melo situation. Because when Melo was a free agent, it was about whether or not he wanted the money with New York, or did he want to win with Chicago. We obviously know what happened with Chicago, but going back to Durant, he has a big decision to make. Now, if he does pull a move like that and he waits that extra year, I'm concerned that he won't get a championship, because you're just clearly telling me you're about the money. And for me, that tells me in free agency, you can set yourself up with a situation of winning, or you can set yourself up financially. So if he does that, that would be a bold move to do that. I mean, that's a lot of goddamn money.
A lot of
but,
money.
You know, I'm about, you know, are you there to win? Because like you said, you have all the money in the world with endorsements, sponsors, and all this stuff like that. So it's like money shouldn't be an issue when you're talking about stability of that. Going now into like, you know, where I think he may go. This is only like, you know, this has been going on all season, but now it's blowing up now. It's 12 hours old just about. They just lost. So now it's like scenarios are everywhere. I got three main teams. For one, he's out of OKC.
Don't say Boston, please.
So, you know, he's out of OKC. I've been saying this for years that, you know, Russell Westbrook is the ultimate championship blocker for Kevin Durant, and it showed those final 8 possessions of Russell Westbrook going and just shooting straight from one end of the court to the other. So that tells me everything right there. And we stated that Reggie Miller's like body language, and the only person that was doing that body language is Kevin Durant.
Him?
You know, it's only him going off. He's frustrated. Mm-hmm. You know, and it's kind of like it was LeBron when he, you know, took off the jersey when he left Boston and stuff. Sure. So it's pretty much reminiscent of that. And there's been reports of him coming out that, you know, he had his reps allegedly talk to the Celtics about who they should recruit and everything and where they should go. So I see that as not a strong possibility, but a good scenario. And that's me being a Bostonian and being truthful about it. I mean, you know, it's a long shot, but it could happen. You know, and then there was reports earlier that Pat Riley was able to get and set up an early meeting with Kevin Durant. Now, I can see him very well going to Miami. I mean, it's all about location here in the NBA, and you got a well-oiled franchise over there. I mean, you know, it's question marks with Chris Bosh, but you know, you signed Whiteside back, but he's talking about he wants more money. But hopefully, you sign him back. You got Wade there. You know, you have championship caliber players there, and you add KD there. It's trouble. I mean, I know they lost to the Raptors. MasterMind. I know.
Glad you pointed that out.
You throw Kevin Durant in that mix, that's never happening. But you know, my final choice.
Did the spoil 3-1 lead though, you know, so.
You know. But my final choice on a team that he may pick, and this is just really at random. This is like a lottery ball for this one. I'm gonna go with Washington as of the theme of everybody wants to go home. You know, everybody wants to go home. And then I've read and looked on some reports that he's very close with Bradley Beal. Don't know how much weight that holds, but you know, like you said, I believe Mastermind, this is a friends league and everybody wants to be friends and kumbaya and win together and stuff. This could possibly be a scenario for Kevin Durant. How much weight it holds, I don't know. This is, you know, just now coming out 12 hours ago, but this is you know, that's my thoughts on that for now. Let me hear what you guys got to say while I ponder what else to think.
All right. If he goes to Houston, I mean,
that's for you too, really.
Whoo, man, because people want to criticize Russell Westbrook for, you know, hogging the ball and everything like that. And you said that Mike D'Antoni, we know the defense isn't going to be there. It's not like he's showing up to a defense that's going to disappear. I mean, you know, it's James Harden led, but. Let me all right, so let me give this with a little background real quick. And this is going to just shock the whole world, I think. So, LeBron James, when he left Miami 2 years ago, whatever it was. Yeah, 2 years ago, right? After they lost to the Spurs, he signed with the Cleveland Cavaliers for a 1-year deal for a player option. And I believe he declined it after last year and then just did another 1-year deal. Basically going to keep doing that as each year rises. And then once it rises up, what we got? It looks like in 2017, 2018, the salary cap is expected to go up to $108 million, right? For those that, you know, play 7 to 9 years, you're going to get up to 30% of the salary cap. So right now, Jeff Zilgett from USA Today projected that the salary cap for this upcoming 2016-2017 season is $92 million. So if LeBron, when he left Miami, was able to do that 1-year deal and do another, and then we know he can sign for a max with Cleveland for that $200 million, whatever it is, like Kevin Durant would, why can't Kevin Durant take a 1-year deal somewhere else and again next year, and then in 2017, 2018, you know, sign for that 5-year, 200 whatever million. I don't think people are really considering that as an option. Basically, what LeBron did, and that is why I'm going to say that the best landing spot for the for Kevin Durant is the Boston Celtics. I'm gonna do it. Mastermind, you said don't say the Boston Celtics. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. And look, we went out to college in New England. This is not me being a fan of. I'm not even a fan of the Celtics. Let's just throw this out there. I'm not a homer at all. I'm saying this makes the most sense. Think about this. Kevin Durant, every single year, he has to go against James Harden, Steph Curry, the Clippers, Memphis. Oh, San Antonio, we forgot about them. You know, Minnesota, they're going to be on the rise. The Trailblazers, the Pelicans, they still got a couple years
Anthony
to go.
Davis.
Yeah, just Anthony Davis. But think about that grind you have to go through every year. And you're looking at the Eastern Conference, and you're seeing LeBron James just and no disrespect to him, it's not his fault that the East is weak, but you're seeing him coast. You're seeing him coast to the finals every single year. If I'm Kevin Durant, I'm saying, why not go to the East and make something happen? All I got to do is go against LeBron James. I mean, Miami, if Chris Bosh's going to be healthy, but you don't even know about that. I think the Boston Celtics is a good, ideal, attractive spot, and here's why. It takes one big domino to fall, and I talked about this in the last podcast, and that is the Boston Celtics acquiring DeMarcus Cousins. Now, here is exactly how that's going to happen. I took down some nerd notes and got the salary cap information and everything like that. So, with the projected salary cap at $92 million next year, the Boston Celtics, with Evan Turner leaving and Jared Sullinger, he's off the books, players like that, the Boston Celtics as of right now would have $40 million in cap space. That includes Amir Johnson's $12 million on the books. So, Boogie Cousins, he's in the final 2 years of his contract, right? You're not going to get more value from him than right now if you're the Sacramento Kings, because if you wait until that last year to do it, teams are going to know that DeMarcus Cousins is going to leave anyway, so why give up your assets? Just wait for him to go, into free agency and make your pitch to him there while keeping your assets. The Boston Celtics, they have the number 3 pick, number 16, number 23. If I'm Danny Ainge, I call Vlade Divac and I say, hey, listen, I'll give you number 3. I'll give you number 16. You know what? Hell with it. I'll give you all 3 first-round picks and Amir Johnson, and take that and just for DeMarcus Cousins. And you got to think, if you're the Sacramento Kings, why would you not take that? Or to sweeten the deal, number 3, number 16, and then next year's first round if you want to get cool with it. Isaiah Thomas is only making $6.5 million these last 2 years. Avery Bradley, $8.5 million. Are you serious right now? DeMarcus Cousins, next year he's going to make $17 million, a difference of $5 million more compared to Amir Johnson. So with that, if you're able to make that trade and give up Amir Johnson, that leaves you with $35 million in cap space still, even with DeMarcus Cousins right there. So if Durant wants to do a 1-year deal of, let's say, $20 million, $22, whatever it is, and then re-up that next year for that $200-something million, why can't he do it in Boston? Because he will be with the Boston Celtics, and then you can sign that 5-year max deal with the team you're originally with. But that has to happen. And I'm just telling you, the way it looks, after, let's say you get Durant for that 1 year, $25 million, or however the max is, that leaves you with $10 million more in cap space with Isaiah Thomas, Avery Bradley. Look to trade Jay Crowder, but even if you wanted, you could keep him and still have $10 million with Kevin Durant. You just have to find a legit starting 4. But DeMarcus Cousins at the 5. If the Boston Celtics can make this move, because for both teams, for the Boston Celtics and the Sacramento Kings, this trade makes the most sense as far as for DeMarcus Cousins with all those first-round picks. And then if that happens, and you thinking to yourself as Kevin Durant, I could go to the East with this team right here. Hell, if the Warriors could have Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, and whenever Draymond Green decides to play like a top 20 player, you look at the Spurs, they're loaded. The Cavaliers, they have all those players. Why can't Kevin Durant, Isaiah Thomas, and DeMarcus Cousins play together with Brad Stevens? I'm going to go with the Boston Celtics. It's going to take that one big domino to fall, but the Sacramento Kings will be just completely out of their minds if they pass up that trade. So that's my take. Boston.
I can see him definitely, possibly going to the East, like you mentioned, because the East is really, really weak. Mm-hmm. And he only would have to face LeBron and maybe the Heat if Wade starts to the Wade was dominating, but if Bosh is healthy and if Whiteside decides to stay, that's the only 2 teams he would have to really compete for. Maybe the Pacers if they decide to upgrade their roster too. You're right though. The West, it doesn't seem like this is because he's going into his 10th year right now. Only been to the finals once. He's too great of a player.
Just blew a 3-1 lead.
Yeah, he's too great of a player to not have a championship, in my opinion. So, I'm not saying take the easy road, but if he wants to get to that championship, go to the East. Don't stay in the West, because Steph Curry got your number. I'm pretty sure. You guys did just beat the Spurs, so I'm sure they can beat the Spurs. That's also another possibility for him to join the Spurs too. I heard about that.
I can't see that for some reason.
I would not. I mean, I wouldn't. I hope that doesn't happen. It just wouldn't work exactly because I and him playing the same position.
So what? Durant's playing the 4,
exactly, or the 2, really.
Yeah, right.
But I just don't see that happening. But yeah, those are my chains. I think maybe possibly Houston, maybe re-signing with OKC again. But other than that, I heard that Stephen A. Smith also reported that Washington has no chance. I don't know how true that is. I know he does have ties back at home.
I think he said that was before they signed Scott Brooks too.
This is the same guy that Kevin Durant speaks with too.
Exactly.
Who I know. You don't know nobody.
Oh yeah.
So,
whatever.
And he has a guy in John Wall who would pass the ball to him a lot more than what Russ would do. So that could work.
You're saying Russell's going to pass him the ball more, huh? Oh.
I got to agree, man. Russell did some things in Game 7 that I was not a fan of. So
I'm telling you.
Doing it for the past 9 years, bro.
I'm telling you.
Not a fan of what he did. He might have to walk away. It might not be able. They can't work out. It can't work. It's like orange and apples. It just doesn't work. They're both great. They're both good, but they can't.
Elsewhere.
They gotta separate. I just can't see them winning together. They've had 9 years to do this, so
go ahead.
Only went there once. That's it.
And with the $40 million in cap space, with Isaiah Thomas and Avery Bradley, they're getting paid cheap compared to all these players that are getting $20 million, for doing next to nothing. So they're with that, the $40 million in cap space and DeMarcus Cousins looming out there. I mean, hey, if you're the Kings and you're saying, no, we're going to keep him, he's going to leave. And then you're basically going to let him walk for nothing. So you could do that and set your franchise back another 30 years. And then if they do that, they should send that team up to Seattle. Seattle, they're desperate for a team again. Send them up to Seattle for, maybe better management or relegate that team to the D-League. But they would be absolutely insane to not at least hear these offers out. I'm gonna give the Boston Celtics I'm predicting it here first. The super team of Isaiah Thomas, Kevin Durant, and DeMarcus Cousins with Coach Brad Stevens is going down. It's going down. It's gonna happen.
Definitely. What percentage do you have him leaving this year? Do you think he's leaving this year for sure?
He's definitely leaving this year. I don't think he wants to waste another year this year, man.
I think he's leaving.
Like you said, 10 years, man, and that's well beyond you being like an 8-year vet, 7-year vet when you're supposed to get to your first championship.
I think it's really 7 years of that championship. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's well over, man. It's time to change places.
I think Russell Westbrook might have some pressure, meaning I feel like Russell won't even talk to him if he leaves that team. I think Russell's that type of guy, and I think Kevin Durant values his friendship a lot. So that's interesting because I really don't think Russell will talk to him if he leaves the team, especially without really letting him know and consolidating with him. So I'm really interested to see what Kevin Durant will do because this is a big fish, like you said. So wherever he goes is going to change the franchise dramatically. So it should be a fun summer.
Yeah, and people keep forgetting.
That you said that.
Go ahead.
No, you good.
No, people keep assuming that Russell Westbrook's going to stay there as well. He's going to be a free agent after next season. So they're just going to go. Who's to say he's not going to want to test it out?
Attention, citizens of planet Earth. This is a public service announcement. We have come to tell you that everything that you have been told is a lie.